Hi, this is Pat Broderick. 50 years in the comics industry. That's what I've done. You're listening to 11 O'Clock Comics.
Gotta be cheating.
No cheating, brother.
Hey, yeah, there's cheating involved. There is.
How am I gonna be cheating?
I don't know.
It's not.
I'm hoping that there's not, because I trust you. But
It's all
at this
natural,
point,
baby.
I don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
man, hey, the supplements are natural. There's nothing shady going on here.
Stop. What the hell?
No, you haven't seen me in a minute. Yeah, you haven't seen me in over a year, my guy.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, Jason
Oh,
and I
wow.
think we're just gonna show up. We'll go
Well,
Mario on the way.
You could try and get in.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It-
Oh, we're
it's,
getting in. Maybe you could try to get in.
oh,
Okay.
no, you could try. but
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And you could try as well. And you, I bet in. Because this is 11 O'Clock Comics, episode 1029. And I am Vince B.
You are Vince B. It is episode 1029. I am David A. Price, and sadly, all for good reasons though. And again, he had a good run. He was on the episode. He had like 3-4 consecutive episodes. So sadly, Jason had to take a break this week. But fear not, because we have somebody keeping the third seat warm. And who is that, Vince?
Why, it looks like TV's Mario.
Hey, it's me.
It's me.
What you guys doing?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Thanks. We don't
Yeah.
we don't sing Stained here, but yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
minute. Been a minute.
It's like Jason never left.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
all-
That is true.
You know?
Oh, I'm glad Mario was able to answer the call and join us for
I'm
tonight.
so glad you had me, guys.
The first
We're going to
one that
see
came-
him. We're going to see him in a handful of weeks when we're all, including the listeners, down in Charlotte for Heroes Con. But before we get to that, we of course have the usual shenanigans to kick off this show.
Huge. Yes. Thank you. CheapGraphicNovels.com. CheapGraphicNovels.com. How many times do I have to say it? If you want to get your OGNs, your trade paperbacks, your omnibus editions, your manga, DC's finest, Marvel's epic collection, all of that stuff below, far below the price listed on the front or the back, you go to cheapgraphicnovels.com because Max laughs at retail prices. He looks at it and laughs. And not only will you get the absolute best shipping, pricing, packing, delivery, turnaround in the industry, you will get sales as well. There's March Madness. I don't know if it's still a thing, but it was. There's the ongoing Nick and Dent character sale, which is neither.
Yeah.
I have looked for Nicks and Dents, and I can't find them. It's extremely rewarding to me that to buy something called Nick and Dent, and there's no Nick and Dent.
It's like you won.
Yeah, I got the prize. What else do I win? But in addition to all of that stuff, cheapgraphicnovels.com has specials as well.
They do have specials. And I'm going to start this one off with a shout out to Max because he gave us a shout out. This is Dan to Dan, Volume 18 for $8.99. Momoyase and Akarun are on opposite sides of the paranormal spectrum regarding what they'll believe and what they won't. Their quest to prove each other wrong leads them down a path of secret crushes and paranormal battles they'll have to participate in to believe. The diorama board game that Momo and Zuma have cleared to secure their releases has turned out to be a cursed wicker trunk imprisoning an evil yokai called the Fairy Tale Card. The yokai quickly possesses Zuma and draws Brella Boy's full power, then uses him to attack Okarun and the others, seriously injuring Momo. Just as all seems lost, Rokaru appears on the scene with the police. Also, Everything Dead and Dying trade paperback for $11.89 for those of you who love elevator pitches. The Last of Us meets The Walking Dead in this haunting, rural character piece set during the aftermath of a zombie outbreak. Jack Chandler is the sole survivor of the zombie apocalypse in this rural farming community, but rather than eliminate them, he has chosen to continue living alongside the undead, including the husband and adopted daughter that he fought so hard to have. But when his town is discovered by outsiders, Jack suddenly becomes the one thing standing in the way of his family and those who hope to kill them for good. Eisner Award-nominated creators Tate Bromble and Jacob Phillips team up for this unforgettable original story. This trade paperback collects all 5 issues. And finally, Rick and Morty versus the Universe hardcover for $26.24. Can't believe that price. From the Deviant Psyches. From the Deviant Psyches of Comics Mastermind and multiple Emmy Award nominee Daniel Kibblesmith and artistic annihilator Jarrett Williams, this summer's 7-part countdown to the end of everything that was, is, and will be began with a bachelor party that gets a little out of hand. Rick's old buddy Dimension C-137, where Rick and Morty's Cronenberged Earth has reached his universal half-life and is getting married, to the female-presenting embodiment of the Parmesan Dimension. He's found true love and wants his old pal Rick to plan his bachelor party. What could go wrong? Answer, pretty much everything, and it is all Rick's fault. Now Rick and Morty are on the run from every single universe they've ever messed with, meaning no matter what dimension they escape to, the universe will literally be against them. And to survive, Rick will be forced to do something he hoped he would never have to do. A last resort of epic proportions. Don't call it a crisis. The first Rick and Morty comics event in one epic volume featuring Rick and Morty versus the Universe numbers 1 through 4, alongside 3 event tie-in one-shot issues featuring Summer, Jerry, Beth, Space Beth, and Morty. Double. There you go. Those are your specials this week.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad when you consider. I believe that they're $4.99, right? Aren't they?
This is a
Dirk and Morty?
hardcover. This is a hardcover, right?
And this is a hardcover,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a hardcover
so
with,
it's
with
really-
and I don't think the one shots were. I don't know if all the one shots were like a standard size comic. They might have had extra pages.
You never know, but it's $20 and change is not bad. Yeah, good. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just heard somebody swallow. What are you drinking?
That was David, and
That was me.
He will tell you. What am I drinking? The usual. Double Trouble. By Charles and Charles, vintage year 2020, Washington State red wine. It's so good.
So good.
That's
Where
a
do you get this?
shit.
Where do you buy this wine, Vince?
The State Store.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the fine wine and good spirits.
Yeah. I admit it's a terrible bitch. Because if somebody told me it's really good, I'd be like, okay, you could have worked at it a little. Maybe I believe, maybe I won't. But I don't have anything else to say. Like it tastes really good to me.
And it should be
I'm
easy to
not
find
going
in
to
the
get all,
store.
yeah, I'm not going to get pretentious and say mouthfeel or after.
You're not going to tell us the notes. It doesn't hit like
No,
the oak in the back of your throat or anything like that.
I don't understand that, but it for what it is and what it does and what it tastes like. Uh, $12.99, $13.99 is not a bad price to pay.
And it pairs well with corn nuts.
I guess.
What you drinking, Mario?
I mean, corn nuts go really well with bourbon, just so you know. Because
Yes.
anytime you have any kind of corn with popcorn goes really well with bourbon.
Yeah.
I am drinking. Thanks for asking, David. I am drinking a little scotch, little little Lagavulin, single malt Scotch whiskey, charred oak cask. Let's see here, aged 11 years.
Long
Yeah,
time.
this is one of the Nick Offerman releases. Nick Offerman does this thing with Lagavulin that he releases one Scotch every year or so, and they always have different profiles. He did one that was like aged in a used Guinness cask. Did one that's like they do a secondary aging in like a rum cask. This is a charred oak cask finish, I guess, but it's one of those real peaty, smoky scotches. Love these.
Yeah, that's all you.
Smells and tastes like a magic marker
Yeah,
a little
yeah. It's
bit.
got that chloroseptic kick to it. I'm good.
Kind of like a Band-Aid a
Yep.
little bit. Kind of like it's peat.
Like a
Whatever the hell
menthol
peat is.
lozenge.
Dirt.
Yeah. Yep.
It's mud. It's mud.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
smells
Yeah.
like mud.
Yeah. That's a no for me, dog.
You're making it sound so good.
Listen, I've said it before. I think I've probably said it to you guys before. There is something pleasant in the unpleasantness.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes. No. I don't disagree.
I agree. I agree.
But I don't want
Like
the
there's got to be some
unpleasantness
kind
of
of
a
funky
peaty
food.
scotch.
There's got to be some kind of funky food, Vince, that you like that people are like, oh, I can't eat that.
No, I understand because I love. Is it Malbec? The drink that everyone thumbs
Oh,
their
Malort,
nose
Malort,
at.
No,
Malort,
no,
Malort.
no, no.
You're thinking of Malort.
Malort. Yeah, I like it a lot, and
Yes.
and people just like, oh, that's just rancid. Well, not so. It's not so bad.
I mean, I know
You
people
know,
who are turned off by anisette because that's. I mean, not everybody likes
uh,
licorice. So
you cannot be Italian and be turned off by anisette.
You can't.
It's almost a rule at
you're
this
right.
point.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
all week I've been eating my dad's Easter bread, which is just full of like anise. There's just so
Yep.
much anise in this Easter
They
bread.
love anise.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Who doesn't
I
love
don't.
anus?
I like it. I don't love it. I don't think you should make multiple dishes with it. But obviously I'm in the minority because they throw some ants in there. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
you got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
David, how about you?
I am. Thank you, Mario, for asking. Finishing off the bread and butter red wine, and I'm not regretting it, but I kind of wish I had a different wine in the house to drink tonight because I wanted wine just because it fewer calories than bourbon, but I wanted to just enjoy myself tonight and put a nice glass of wine. And it's just not hitting me right. So I'm trying not to think about it too much. I'm just glad we're here to talk about some comics.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, but there you go. Well, I don't know if this is the one to start with. Maybe it is, because there's only going up from here.
Wow. You starting off with a Marvel
No,
comic then?
it was good, but I I guess, and this is again, it's expectations on my part that are not imparted by the creative team, right? They're just doing their jobs. It's me who has left into the past, taken all of what this character means to me, and transported it into the present because I knew that this writer, whom I believe is having a hell of a year, more longer, is working on, and I was a bit let down
Oh.
by Jeff Lemire's
Mm.
Fury of Firestorm #1.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, art by Rafael de la Torre, or de la Torre. Color art by Marcello Melo, and the lettering was by Lucas Gatton. And I think all the pieces are there. Um, but uh, I really don't think there's need to get into it because it's gonna sound like either the most boring comic ever written, or it'll sound like the best to you. Firestorm is not Ronnie Raymond in his clear thought. He's doing things that Ronnie Raymond would not do. So they bring in Lorraine Riley, whom Ronnie shares a past. They bring in Lorraine to mitigate the circumstance, and long story short, she gets her ass handed to her, and Firestorm Matrix turns this town into glass and dust, and uh, you know, it's not kind to the inhabitants. And Professor Stein is somewhere holed up in a cabin, something separate from the Firestorm Matrix. So, in other words, I don't think it was bad. Maybe I'm expecting too much. I don't know.
It felt kind of thin, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
yeah.
it felt thin. It felt like what we got in it should have been the first quarter or half of the comic.
I agree. I agree. I think it vacillates between incredibly talky to wasting page real estate, where I don't think we needed three-quarters of a page for Lorraine to say, "I'm a royal costume." You
Oh no,
know?
I was a full page. Oh no, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it was 3/4.
Yeah, like, okay, I
It
know
looked
what
nice
you.
though. It
Well,
looked
that's for
nice.
the OA art. I
Yeah,
mean, that's for
yeah.
the OA market.
It looks really good, but would I call it great? No. And again, I'm wondering if that's the scaffolding that I'm bringing into the building of this thing, or if it's there to begin with.
I I have been I've been a fan of Firestorm pretty much since the beginning. Um,
Yeah, me too.
I have a I was buying it religiously when Raphael Onion was drawing it, when Pat Broderick was drawing it. It was he was a member of the Justice League back then. He was the young upstart hero. Um,
Very
and
powerful.
and he I've enjoyed seeing the character grow and Ronnie mature and of course Martin Stein be with him most of the way. I It got to the point where I was really let down by the character's representation on the Flash TV show, and it I kind of stepped away from the character for a while. I don't have a lot of I can't recall a lot from like the Gates Eigel run. I wasn't really into a lot of the mainstream stuff then, so I wasn't. I'd like to go back maybe and revisit it, but for the most part, that's kind of a blank spot for me. So I was really excited for this, and Jeff is great. De La Torre is a solid artist. I had high hopes, and I'll be here for the second issue. I'm not saying this is one and done,
Oh, yeah.
but I I I perked up a little bit when we got those old school pages. I
Yeah.
really love seeing that.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you, gents, for giving that to me. But yeah, I mean, it's setting up a mystery. Who is this Firestorm? Why does this character why is this being exist without Ronnie or Martin? Obviously, so it seems to be a thing, and it doesn't seem to be a very nice version of Firestorm, turning people into chalk and glass and dust. And yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. I and I'm usually not one to kind of like nitpick something like this. I really wasn't. I was just looking at it before we started talking about it. I don't know what it is because I normally don't focus on things like this. I'm not in love with the logo, which is no big deal. That means nothing. But it was one of those things. Where as soon as I saw that, it it kind of gave me an idea as to this. This obviously wasn't what this wasn't going to be like the feel good kind of hero book that well Lobo kind of started off with, or even, but I mean, even with like you said it's last week with how Scotty's Lobo is slightly a little different than every carbon copy Lobo mini we kind of had in the past,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even Tony is starting off with a bold move with the first issue of Deathstroke. So I shouldn't be, and aside from Batwoman, which of course, as long as you did your homework and read everything else that Greg did with the character prior to the first issue, you could follow that along. But so far, the next level books, they're not putting you in a spot where you're gonna. These aren't a comfortable pair of jeans. I'm not upset really with the fact that we didn't know this going in, but whatever you thought these characters in these next level books were, you might want to like leave that at the door and see where we're going. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to see where the first couple of issues go, maybe the first arc. But I am curious because I do like these characters, and I want to see what they're going to be doing with them.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of echo that. I will definitely probably read another issue or two of this just to see where it's going.
Yep.
Um, but for the most part, the first issue didn't grab me in a way that was, terribly strong. I thought it started off kind of stereotypical with the. I mean, it starts out with like Genesis, right? Like the
Right.
first
Yep.
day, the second day, the third day. Like yes, we know. Well, I mean, maybe not every reader, but we know that he's like a god, right? Um, but yeah, beyond that, it just didn't feel like it went anywhere. Other than I guess the whole point is just to reveal the idea that they are not in control. Uh, Dr. Stein's not even in there. Looks like Ronnie's in there, but not being controlled or
Yeah.
having no control. Um, and I'm guessing that that's the Matrix that's doing everything because spoilers, but at the end, they're Dr. Dr. Stein's burning research. Obviously, was what it looks like about this, and the piece of
Is
paper you
that
see burning says,
Yeah.
"Is
Is
it
it
sentient?"
sentient?
yeah, that's always helpful. Yes.
They just
Um,
burned all this.
I don't know. I'm of the opinion that if you dangle a carrot in front of me, 9 out of 10 times I'd be like, "Fuck you and your carrot." You know, I don't. I have the time or the inclination to play along while you slowly reveal facts and figures and parts of your mystery. You have a good time, go nuts. I'll be over here reading the books. That it's not an instant gratification thing. It's more of an enjoyment thing. It does this, which I guess is kind of the same thing, where it's can I say without a doubt that this book enthralled me to the point where I thought I got my three or whatever it is, 4.99, and the answer is no. The answer is a flat out no. I thought it was good enough, like Mario and like David. It was good enough uh, to keep me coming back for more, and the fact that I pre-ordered.
Sure.
you know,
Always helpful.
yeah. But I thought that um, it's the least of Lemire's. I think JSA is so much better. I think Absolute Flash is so much better. Just keep naming his books. Arcanum. I think it's better, way better than this. So, like that's a review. Where I didn't dislike the book by any means. Can I recommend it? No, not largely. No, because the aside from the, and I will agree with Depp, the retro pages are a blessing. Thank you for putting them in there because it breaks up the doom and the gloom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of moroseness to this issue, and I think if you say that, yeah, I thought it was great, and it didn't have the retro pages, I'd be like, wow, what are you smoking? Because you are just like a downer. But I thought it was okay.
yeah. It's almost like Miracle Man in that sense, right? Where it's just all dark and gloomy, like
Oh,
more than
yeah.
Miracle Man, and then we're getting the brightness
The
of the
1950s shit,
old
yeah.
of the old pages.
Yeah. Um.
And you get it.
But not as
I
not
mean,
as
it's in
well done.
shadows, but you get a naked Martin Stein
Yeah.
if you're into that.
I'm especially unforgiving. Particularly with first issues, where if I don't think that the issue grabbed me, it's all of the most of the fault of the writer because you have 22 pages using Wesley. You're like, I'm not going to give you another chance. It's just the way I am. And did Lemire grab me? Barely, barely. So I don't know. Again, I have to ask myself: is it me who's causing this problem, or is it Jeff? I don't know. Somebody is. Somebody's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
Off
go.
to a
So
great start.
yeah,
Right?
well, I figure we'll start with this one, and we'll work our way up.
That's fair.
Yeah, Fury of Firestorm #1. Fun fact. Fun fact. Who drew the cover to the very first Firestorm comic?
Mhm. Al Milgram.
No, you would think. No, Jack Kirby.
Huh.
Yep,
I did not
Kirby
know that.
drew.
Original
Yeah,
pre implosion.
the original appearance, Firestorm #1, is drawn by Jack Kirby. Yep,
Wow.
Did not
that's
know
why I
that.
bought it. That's why I bought it.
Hilarious.
Yep. So bring us up.
What you got, Mario?
Sure. I'll bring us up. Um, are any of you, or either of you guys, have you either of you read Is Ted Okay?
Yes,
Yes. Yeah, I
both
just
of
finished the
us.
second issue. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to talk about these.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Is Ted Okay? I just picked this up on a whim because the cover to the first issue grabbed me. I have not read any of Dave Chisholm's previous work. Um, I know he's done a lot of music stuff. I think likes that Charlie Parker one or something. I'm not sure. I think I might have read the first issue of Spectrum from shit.
Oh
What's the
yeah.
publisher? It does the really big oversized stuff like Bastards
Oh,
Brothers and
distillery.
Distillery. Yeah, Distillery. I
Yeah,
think I read maybe
distillery.
the first issue of that one, but I also feel like during like the last couple years and during Diamond and all that stuff, like I really lost track of a lot of distillery stuff, um, and didn't get back to it. But I picked it up. I follow David on I don't know if he goes by David. Dave. I follow Dave on Instagram because I really like his music takes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some really like he really gets deep into like Radiohead songs and talks about them in reels and stuff, and I really can get behind that. So I thought I'll pick up this first issue, um, and yeah. Is Ted okay? It's interesting. Feels very early 2000s Vertigo to me.
Yeah,
Not 90s Vertigo, but like early 2000s Vertigo. Which and that's a good thing. We have the story of this guy named Ted who works for this company. He's like a graphic designer. Um, he's like a pale kind of like nebbish little guy. But it's slightly we're slightly I'd say slightly in the future, just like one of those like feels like it's happening now, but we're like, could be a year in the future when everything's ridiculous. Um, but yeah, so we've got Ted who works for this company, graphic designer, and there's this woman named Sarah, and her job is to watch Ted to make sure he's okay, which I thought was kind of interesting. She works for this company that she just sits at home, works from home, has monitors on Ted, makes sure he's okay. I'm assuming so he can continue to be like a productive employee. Um,
yeah,
and but Ted has visions that he draws. He wakes up every night at 2:30 from nightmares. Um, but this it's really it's like okay, so like Firestorm, the first issue didn't tell you a ton, but I guess it world builded. It world builded a lot in the first issue. And like for Firestorm, we're slowly unraveling what's going on. We don't know exactly what's going on, but something's going on with Ted. Um, and Sarah's keeping an eye on him. He wakes up every night at 2:30 with these dreams. He goes out to cool off. Like he lays in his car and watches planes fly overhead, like Wayne's World. Um,
Love it.
but something's going on with Ted. We slowly learn more about this world. It's kind of it's not dystopian, but it's almost dystopian, right? We're on the way to dystopia. It feels
Yeah,
like.
I think it is. I also, but I'm wondering if there's something really, really, really wrong with Ted, or if there's just something wrong about the
The
world.
world, right? Because
Yeah.
he's in this awful car crash, which Sarah is out following him, and she sees. He catches on fire. He has this vision of these aliens trying to get him, and then these mysterious men in a car come and pick him up,
Yeah.
take him away, and they're like, "You're not an ambulance." They're like, "No, don't worry, we got him," and they leave, and that's the first issue. We find out that there's this giant dome that has been built. Um, that is holding in. I think I understood this in the second issue. It's holding in nuclear fallout is what I feel like is happening. There's this like corporate guy who's like Elon Musky named Noah, but he has a little trademark after his name, which I thought was cool. Noah TM.
Yeah.
Um, and his company, when there was this nuclear disaster, his drone technology built this dome quickly and contained it. But there's also a lot of energy in there, and people from the world want to get in there, but we don't know exactly why yet. I think the art is great. Um, I actually think it. I think the art is one of the things that really is pulling me in on this. I don't know what it is about Dave Chisholm's style that really pulls me in, but I'm loving it. Um, yeah, I mean it's just odd. It's an odd, slowly, there's grossness to it. He's working on his with his mouse and he clicks it and his finger goes into it. It's just full of blood. And then he goes to the bathroom and comes back and it's totally fine. He
Yeah.
crawls through, he finds some kind of Matrix like the movie The Matrix like type place where they're growing fetuses and it's all over the place. But I am here for it because I think it's quite ambitious. Um, what did you
I
think? What do you guys
agree.
think?
I agree. I agree. It's one of those books, and I don't think there's a lot of them at the moment where it makes me afraid to turn the page. Is he gonna get uh captured again? Is he gonna be thrown in a room by himself? Because one of the things that I thought was extremely gratifying about the first issue was there is a payoff in the first issue. Is Ted okay? No, he's obviously
No.
not.
Short answer.
You know, no. But is his psychosis spilling over? Is another way to put it. Is he affecting Sarah, or is she affecting him, or is are all of the characters working in tandem to affect each other? You don't know.
Right.
You don't.
Is Ted
You're
the key, or is he just
right.
a is he just
Right.
a cog? Is he just a
Yeah.
cog in it?
I think it again. I agree with everything you said. That I think that visually it's stunning. It's unlike anything out there. That the the this is the highest compliment I could pay, where it's a very unattractive book,
Yes.
but that's by design, right? That's not the fact that Chisholm can't draw because he obviously can. Where I think that it is grotesque to the point that makes you uncomfortable, and I think it's working really well so far.
Right. Yes, I would say that that's what I was going to say. It's by design making you feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah,
I think like in the same way that what's a good other good like Matthew Allison, he's got that going on, right?
yeah.
Like he he has the ability to make you uncomfortable in what's happening with his art, but that doesn't mean the art's bad. It's actually quite good because
Right,
it's
right.
conveying that feeling. And I think that a lot of times the comics that I really, really am drawn to and love are ones that don't just tell a good story, don't just have a good art, but have such a strong tone that carries through it. Just a feeling. It could be you know, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, which is funny and irreverent and bright and all these things, and it has that tone with good writing and good art. Or you have something like this, which is just uncomfortable, and um, you don't know what's going to happen, and you feel sorry for these people, but you also don't trust them. Yeah, I think it's really well done. Um, I mean, as I said, this is the first Dave Chisholm I've read that I really could, really know about. I don't know if I would go and seek out his music, like the Charlie Parker biography or some of the. Like, I think he has a couple of them that are like musicians. I don't
He's
think
got a
I would
bunch.
seek those out because that's a biography or like a loose biography. It's a completely different thing. I love
Well,
what he's doing here because it's
yeah,
it's weird and it's uncomfortable and it's creative and he's really world building. Um, I'm loving it.
yeah. Well, Charlie wasn't exactly the best person.
Charlie Parker?
Yeah.
Oh well, no, no, no.
So, um, I think it works. It works well because you have the light, you also have the darkness. Yeah. So, can I recommend Is Ted Okay? Yes. Can I recommend The Fury of Firestorm? Number one. Not so much. You know
Right, right.
that's how I'm looking at it. Can can I hand this book off to someone thinking, well, they're not only judge the book and the manufacturer of the book, they're going to judge me as well. Because if I'm repping hard for Is It Okay number one, there has to be something there. I would hope, and I don't feel I don't feel bad in giving it's okay number one to someone and said, read this. Yeah, yeah, I think you'll like this because I obviously know the person well enough where, like if I gave this book to Ray, right, I would know that Ray would dig it.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
know which one of our friends I could give
yeah.
it
Yeah.
to,
Yep.
It,
and
Yep.
which
it,
Yep.
ones I couldn't.
yeah. If I gave it to insert uh, patron here, I also know that they wouldn't get it. You know,
Right.
so there's that. Yeah, and that's the best kind of comic out there because it sticks with you, right? You could be finished with it, but the memory of it is going to linger, right? Where I almost forgot the Fury of Firestorm number one. If I didn't,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
big whatever. Uh, where Dave, I could stick his face where he's breaking the vintage controllers, which are not cheap, and Uh, he's up playing video games. He's distressed. He can't sleep. He can't sleep. But when he does, he's plagued by dreams of abduction. Was he really abducted? I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. It's the workplace that bad where it's basically a silo where they're kicking out um, soldiers? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's also part of the draw to me is like, even though I for, you know, 2 decades now, and most have worked in corporate in one way or another, whether it's law firms or health companies or whatever. I mean, like this has that like anti-corporate vibe at the same time,
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
Like big time. Like it almost has a Fight Club feeling to it, right? Like he almost feels like the Ed Norton character in Fight Club in a way. He's pale, he's burnt out. He listens. I love that he always has his headphones on at work because when
Yep.
I worked in an office, I absolutely always had my earbuds in, always. Um, I didn't just listen to the same, you know, variations on whatever that he listens to over and over again. But yeah, I completely can relate with the just putting the headphones in and getting through the job and not wanting to talk to anybody. But I mean, do you feel like you, it also like feels like he comes back normal in the second issue, not burn up,
Yep.
not not hurt. Um, there's
Yeah.
that guy that's deleting the footage of it happening. Um, I just don't. Are they growing? Like, are they growing bodies? Is this a new body? Is it his same body? We don't know, and that's kind of what I'm excited about, like finding out what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I took it as he's rested, but yeah, you could be right.
Yeah,
Yep. Did she have anything to do with the car crash?
right.
You
Well,
know,
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
Would it have happened had she not been there? Is
mhm.
is what I'm saying. Would
Yeah.
he be dead? I don't know.
Who is her first person narration to?
I,
You
yeah,
know what I'm talking about? This
yeah.
is her
Why?
whole first book. She's talking to somebody.
Yeah.
She's talking about how Ted reminds her of him, of
Yep.
Well,
you.
she
Of
obviously
you.
has
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
some guilt. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Where her higher ups don't give a shit.
no,
They don't even know that he's a thing.
right. That one woman can't even pronounce the word
Yeah.
Ted. She's like,
Oh.
Fed? It's like that scene in Step Brothers where they're like, Pam, Pan, Pan.
So, it's unbelievably good. Like I said, Matt gave they're living up like crazy. They better be careful because you can only level up so many times until you can't level up anymore. And I think that Mad Cave is getting too good too quick.
Yeah, I mean, and just the printing quality, it's all very good.
Yeah, it's very good, very good. Not being facetious, obviously, but yeah, it's worth every penny and more. Um, that do you feel the same way?
Yeah. I did. I enjoyed it. It was it echoing everything you guys said. I definitely get the Vertigo vibe. It's Dave's art is fantastic. I'm already. I mean, one issue in, I was feeling something towards the characters, and now with the second issue, obviously Brody's a master dick. Uh, I mean, we got Ted's boss, who obviously there is something going on. There's and there's also little snide throwaway comments here and there. Because even Brody tells Homeboy, well, it's not like you'd remember after last time. We for him and not that you remember the last time something like this happened where we had to wipe your memory as well, since I got those handy dandy little memory wipe worms that Con was sticking in ears. But we've got there's I'm fascinated by it. I mean, from the start, where Ted's in the restroom and he sees the little Death Star droid go into the little bathroom there at least the bathroom,
little Imperial
and he's so he crawls his skinny ass in there, and now all of a sudden, we got the Silo and everything, and I'm not going to repeat everything you guys already said, but every step, like every page turn, I was like, I'm just getting deeper and deeper into this, and I don't know if Ted's okay, but I'm sure as hell because I don't know where the hell we're going with this. I am so. I'm thankful for Dave creating something like this, and yeah, I'm in. I gotta say, I know I was he had there was a little trailer for the third issue on Blue Sky that I saw, which was pretty neat. So yeah, he seems to be having fun with it. I'm anxious to see where it's going. There's obviously some nefarious shit going on, and I also I feel for our girl too, because she's obviously she's got empathy out the wazoo, and obviously some guilt, but she's she's on Ted's side. She's rooting for Ted, and even when she's trying to do her job, she's getting shit because people are like, "Oh yeah, I don't even know why they need that department. Like you guys really aren't needed. No one needs to like big brother the people that were working because they're just drones or whatever." And it's just like I want somebody in this world to just like aside from she and Ted to actually care about something. But Ted's got his cat, she's got Ted, and I guess there really that's all we need. But yeah, I am I'm so in. I would I can't wait to see how Sarah and Ted solve all this. But yeah, it I've got questions and I don't know if we'll get answers anytime soon. But yeah, it's a great series so far.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it's like, why do you care? But outside of the fact that it's your job, and you seem to be doing it more than you should, right? To the point that it's unhealthy. Why do you care? Is rehabilitating Ted gonna absolve you of the obvious guilt that you have from a previous relationship, or like, why are you doing this? Why? It's amazing that a standard X amount of pages comic book can stay with you to the degree that it's Ted okay is, right? Were they all like this? We'd have no problems at all.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess it takes a few to stand out, where to make you notice the ones that don't, right? So I love this book.
I love everything about it too. It's
Yeah, yeah.
visually, it's so captivating.
It it looks like it was drawn on notebook paper. Obviously, it
Yes,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, with colored
But
pencils almost. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. There's it does have a little bit of that Jim Ruggism, where it looks like it was drawn on the cheapest possible paper with the cheapest and most rudimentary tools, but it wasn't. I'm just glad that it exists to begin with.
Me too. I'm looking forward
agreed.
to
Yeah.
seeing where it goes. Like I like it so much that I part of me is like, do I stop getting it and just get the hardcover when it comes out, or do I? No, but I probably will do both.
Yep.
Well, you got to keep getting it
Same.
so we can make sure that the hardcover comes out.
Yeah, true,
Yep.
true. And it's definitely one of those books, and I do this sometimes. It's definitely one of those books where I'll buy the hardcover when it comes out. I'll put it on the shelf, and it might be one of those things where sometimes when we're like going to like a friend's birthday party or something, and Jen will be like, "Do you have a gift for them?" And I'll be like, "Let me get a comic." Right? You see, either I'm going to the comic book room and getting like some kind of book, or I'm going to the basement and I'm getting a bottle of whiskey. Depends on the person. So, um, I'll go and I'll be like, "Oh, this. I know that my friend whatever will really like, he doesn't read comics usually, but this will fit his aesthetic, and this is one of those books that I could see myself like gifting to somebody that doesn't necessarily read comics all the time."
Hey, you are like the the perfect guest because you give comics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, well, I got plenty of them.
how many people give comics? Next to none. That's
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
I decided years ago that I pretty much at this point in my life, for my friends, like for friends, not necessarily for family or for like things like that, but for friends, if I gift something to them, it is usually either something that is art, whether it's a piece of a painting or something that somebody's done that's artistic, or a comic graphic novel, or even a single issue if it's like a one shot, or something that is edible. That's where I am in my life. I'm like, I'm not
The
gonna buy you a
win-win.
fucking gift card. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna buy you,
Yep.
like something like that. I'm gonna give you something that has some value other than
Nice.
just a gift.
Nice.
Also, like, there's only so much room, right? You got to get rid of stuff.
Yeah, it kind of where I'm at the point, and you probably been there, where I'm looking for stuff to take off the shelves
Yeah,
instead of, and they're there, but they're somewhat obscured. But yeah, I agree with you totally. Like, why even bother giving a gift if it's not going to be tuned to the person that is receiving the gift? My sisters-in-law, 2 out of 3 of them, would go to the dollar store and load up on associated dollar bric-a-brac, meaning that if the target of the spending was one child and they got $45, they would receive a check for the remaining $60. Like, and it's infuriating because the chances of getting a check for less than $1 exist. You would be like, fuck it, right?
right.
No. No. Nope, 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 nope. Where we had checks for 52 cents.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where it becomes an exercise at that point in not buying for the person, just spending a requisite amount, you know?
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I prefer your way of doing things. A
Yes.
hundred. Yeah. Like crazy. Damn. What you living?
Well, even though we did talk about the first 2 issues, we'll keep the first issue frenzy going. And I read Bizarro Year None, #1, written by Eric Carrasco and Kevin Smith. Art by Nick Pitar. Colors by Michael Garland. Um, this is it's it doesn't seem to be a black label book. It doesn't. It's rated 13 plus for teens. So it's not necessarily in continuity, but it is. It's not only. Well, it's the bulk of the issue is Jimmy Olsen pleading his case to Perry White to work at the Daily Planet. So this is about, I guess, maybe a year after Superman arrives in Metropolis. Or about, I think. But yeah, it's still relatively new. There's some of the art we're all familiar with Nick's art. And I never really dawned on me, I guess, because I hadn't seen Nick's art in a minute. But I would not be surprised if Mr. Marazzo of Ice Cream Man has Nick as one of his inspirations. It's very much that style. Also, a little bit of some couple of panels reminded me of a younger of a Mask era Doug Mackey, but the setup is basically just Jimmy trying to get a job. There are some puns there's some clever quips here and there. Steve Lombard's lumbering around the area with wearing his varsity jacket. Toyman tried to attack or did attack the Daily Planet. So there is this massive, super skyscraper tall nutcracker, or just not even. It looks like a nutcracker, but it's a soldier complete with a bayonet, and
Yeah, toy soldier.
The tip of the bayonet is broken through one of the windows in the Daily Planet and is like stabbed the floor. It took a chunk out of one of the tables in the area. But yeah, so you've got Ron Troop, you've got Cat Grant. You do Lois and Clark aren't in the issue because Perry sent them to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So Perry needs basically the B team to kind of write all this up. All while all Jimmy's trying to do is let Perry know, hey, I'm your guy. I can take photos. And I was a member of the Newsboy Legion, and even Perry was talking about how when he was coming up, he got his start with the Newsboy Legion, and Jimmy told him that it was disbanded like a year ago. But yeah, so there are some clever lines here and there. Superman does save the day when he stopped the toy soldier from attacking. There's a lot of detail in these panels. Some pages have many panels. There is Professor David Dalton has created a portal, and that seems to when that portal is opened, a figure who looks an awful lot like Superman flies out of it and grabs the elevator that Perry and Jimmy are riding in, flies back towards that portal, and everybody disappears. And so now here's Jimmy and Perry alive on another planet. And there's this dude who looks an awful lot like Superman, wearing a Superman outfit that was kind of neatly stitched together. And he's basically their tour guide. He's introducing them to Metropolis. But Dinesh, who sells donuts from his cart that Jimmy always picks up his crawler from, looks like a really shortened, dwarfish kind of version of him. Bibbo, same thing, just looks really dwarfed. There are some older people who are just walking around saying they're walking past Jimmy and Perry saying "Watch your step" in it, and I agree with them. It almost sounded like more like a warning than just letting them know where to walk around. Um, and then they go to the Daily Planet. Of course, down the globe on the top is square. The building's all warped. Um, Everybody's the opposite because it is bizarre world. Steve is talking about a better maternity leave policy, which of course the planet would know if they'd hire more women. Ron Troop is looks like he's dressed like someone from the Warriors. He's like, a woman's place is in the kitchen, Lombard, not the newsroom. Meanwhile, you got Cat Grant like basically Xeroxing her ass off the copier. Um, but yeah, so we find out that there was a this planet was created by this facsimile of Superman. He which he says he's no Superman, but he is a super fan. And as they continue to walk through these tunnels and end up back at the planet, um, he says he ends up basically turning Perry White into a into the lackey, into the coffee guy, and into the gopher, and he makes Jimmy the editor in chief because Jimmy had an idea that didn't occur to this dude previously. So now Jimmy is Perry's boss, which is funny because earlier when they were back on their Earth, uh, they alluded to how fun or how funny that would be if as if Jimmy would ever be able to make it to editor in chief. Uh, and then this super being flies away and walks his way to the edge of the planet. Um, and and there's some foreshadowing as to he might not be such a great guy. I I am a Kevin Smith fan. I've said that countless times. I still have the sign Chasing Amy movie poster right behind me. I enjoy the man's work. Um,
You love finger cuffs.
I who doesn't love finger cups? Yeah, there's a I respect Patara's ability. He's not not necessarily a sell for me. If anybody else is drawing it, I probably would still check it out because of Smith. But um, it works here, and it's fitting because it still feels like it's especially after the Kryptonite Spectrum. It kind of reminds it evokes that kind of feeling for me. It's not it's it's slightly off kilter art compared to what Mora or Jimenez or anybody else on DC's main line is drawing these days. Uh, so if yeah, it would look good on the shelf next to that collection. Um, but I'm not sure. I I don't know. I kind of I didn't know what to expect really. It is clever. It's funny. It's packed. You're going to get your money's worth with this because I mean there is so much art on these pages. Everything's in the background. There's nothing. Nick didn't phone this in at all. So props to him for putting the work in. Um, but yeah,
It's full. It's full backgrounds. I mean,
oh
it's
yeah,
like he's
he
putting
ain't
so
skimping.
much work into this.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
I mean,
Um,
like you, I like this, and I too feel that this is like a marriage of Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Kryptonite Spectrum,
yeah,
and it feels like those books together, but never reaching the heights of either one of them. The draw for me here is Patara's art. That is the draw
okay.
for me here. Um, I actually didn't even realize that Kevin Smith was one of the writers on this book until you said it 5 minutes ago. That's. I mean, I didn't even look to see who the writer was. It was Bizarro. It was Nick Pitara, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. And yeah, I'm glad I did. I agree with what you mostly said about stuff. It's the art for me though. But this is a this is a Daily Planet. This is a Daily Planet story. This first
Yeah.
issue, at least, is a Daily Planet story with Bizarro showing up. Right? I mean,
See,
like Jimmy and Jimmy. I feel like Jimmy and Perry are going to be our, our surrogates, the people that we're in the story with, right?
Yeah.
We're watching it through them. I feel like that they are going to be the main characters as we see what this Bizarro does, who doesn't speak like Bizarro.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily even look like he doesn't have the chalky, chiseled
Yes,
appearance.
he looks kind of like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yes, yeah, his teeth are busted. He's got a thick ass neck, and the S isn't backwards. Nothing is really backwards about this play. I mean, things are. I mean, roles are personalities are kind of 180, but yeah, we don't. He's not even doing the whole until one moment where he kind of he starts to kind of flip out a little bit towards Perry.
Yeah, he lets the walls down and he starts saying
Yeah,
me
that's when
and
we finally get the me M kind of stuff, but just for a
yeah,
moment because he catches himself and he kind of because I
yep,
think he knows that he can't get Bizarro out yet because he needs these folks for now. So yeah, well, there were hints I feel, but yeah, I'll be back for the second issue for sure.
yeah. I'm curious to see where this goes. Vince, did you
Yeah,
read this?
I did read it.
what'd you think?
How about you?
Um,
You hated
uh,
it.
I mean, I know
I
it's not on your
have.
list, so I can imagine.
I thought the aim of the book was good. I think Bitar's art is spectacular. I blame editor Paul Kaminsky and assistant editor Julian Grant for not having the spine to tell Kevin Smith to sit the fuck down.
To reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, stop with all the
It's a
text.
wordy bitch.
It is.
It,
Oh
it
hell yes.
wordy. It's like reading three comics to one.
Yeah,
No
I kind
more.
of like that about it though a little bit.
I do too.
I
To a
spent some time.
point.
I spent some time with this comic.
I'm not a fan of Kevin Smith. I never will be a fan of Kevin Smith. So do what you want. I really don't care. Where it yeah did I get like you. Nick Pijar's art is, I think, unbelievably good. I think he nailed it. I think he uh so the whole 9 yards. Say what you want. Yeah, they stand on its neck. Yes, he killed it. He did a really, really, really good job. Is it overwritten? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's wordy. It's
It
wordy.
is wordy.
The real people in these kind of situations would not react the way the characters are reacting. They would number one, they wouldn't
Right,
have
right. But
time.
but we're in a comic though, Vince. So let's back up here a little bit about real people. I
With a
mean, we
giant toy
got
soldier
Bizarro
stabbing a
talking to
building.
them.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. People are going to act the way they will, and I do think it was overwritten. Um,
Mhm.
well, did Kevin Smith do a bad job? No. Oh,
How much did Kevin Smith do though?
Yeah,
Anytime
I
there's
do
listen,
wonder.
I get
anytime
right,
anytime
right.
there's a big name and then like a writer, right? Like Eric Carrasco. Like Eric Carrasco is doing the heavy lifting here though, right?
I mean, his name is
Oh,
Kevin
first, so I
Smith
would think so.
Kevin Smith's on it just for name recognition. He gave some story
It's
ideas,
like the James Patterson effect.
uh, did maybe some stuff like that. He might have punched up some dialogue, maybe I guess.
maybe, but then Eric Carrasco
Hmm.
doesn't know how to
Hmm.
write for comics. So
Maybe.
one of the two, because it's totally too much text, too much. whether it was good. That's the the question. Was good at the end of the comic when I close the back cover? Was this book good enough? Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
so
that's how I
yeah,
feel too. That's how I feel
yeah.
too.
What I recommended? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with the book. I will see this through. Although I did just realize that is this bi-monthly?
It better be.
Like
I mean, yeah,
the next
for,
the next issue's like next month.
is May. Yeah, yeah. Final order cutoff
And
is May
then
11th. Yeah, it comes
yeah,
out in
and then
June.
we haven't and then
Yeah,
we haven't seen
bi-monthly.
a solicitation for 3 yet. So I'm guessing it's every 2 months.
Yeah.
But
I will
I guess
say
Katara must need it.
it's going to make a hell of a hardcover because I think again, the art is spectacular. It's Saberwell.
Yep.
What cover did you get?
Uh, I don't know the standard one
Yeah,
that
standard. Yeah. If you
the
didn't get the
not
normal
so
Al
uh
Yankovic,
no I didn't get that.
I got a
No.
Frank Quitely cover. It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's a really good
Um,
Frank. Look up the Bizarro Year We're None #1 Frank Cutley. Frank Quitely variant.
yeah. There are a bunch of there are 4 different variants. There's Quietly, Passerin, Claire Albert, and Arif Pianto, and
our friend
Ibrahim
Ibrahim
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Mustafa. Yeah. And Jen Moore. So 5. They're not messing around,
No.
you know.
The quietly one is
It,
nice.
do I think that it's worth it? Yeah. Yeah. I do. Uh, I think the Firestormers was Riley Rossmo. I want to see Firestorm drawn
I
by
yeah.
Riley.
I want to see
Yeah.
I want to see the Lemire cover also.
Yeah. Well, again, maybe I'm being a little hard on it. Do I think this is a lot of text? Yeah, there's a lot of text. Was it good? Yeah, it was good. So, joke's on me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it's very much like, hey, bartender, another one. I'll have another one of those.
Right, right.
I'll stick with it.
Yeah. It's curing what ails me. So, shit, I'll have another one. Yeah.
Oh, the Riley cover for Firestorm's kind of nice.
You know what I won't stick with though?
Oh, see, you have to do it.
You know what I
What?
won't stick with? I won't stick with Imperial Guardians.
Mm.
Same.
I will not
I,
stick with Imperial Guardians.
Yep.
ask me what it was about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was about the band getting together.
Something's
real.
fucked
What
up
was the
with
plot of this book? What was
and
the plot?
there is none. Uh, 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 Nova doesn't want his fingerprints associated with something, so they bring in a bunch of black budget or black ops, uh, soldiers to do his dirty work for him, like Gamora and Silverhawk, who's carrying a
Not Silverhawk.
huge guilt. What's his name now?
Oh, Darkhawk.
Darkhawk.
It could be worse. Could have been Sleepwalker.
Darkhawk is why I bought the book.
Yes,
That's why
I do
bought
that.
The book is for Darkhawk. Because I love
Yeah.
Darkhawk. And they've done good stuff with Darkhawk in this most recent kind of
It's Imperial
cosmic
event.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you give me Cosmic
Yeah.
Ghost
No,
Rider, I'm
this
going to
is
check it
not
out at
good.
least.
Well, at least
How
you
long
can tell.
has Amadeus Cho been in an Iron Man suit?
Right.
How long
Yeah.
has he been in an Iron Man suit?
Yeah, her pet Hulk.
Is this
Um,
new?
You could tell that it's Ghost Rider 2099.
Yeah.
What
No,
Yeah,
Cosmic Ghost
you
Rider.
could tell. Yeah, Our Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't
I-
know
It is
what
weird.
this. Yeah. I mean, Maximus for
But-
no reason.
But can't you say that about Imperial to as a whole? What the hell was it about? What was it about? Like, okay, there's a new Cosmic Federation that is now overseeing huge chunks of the galaxy, and now the Imperial want to maintain law and order, but they don't want the ramifications of the law and order. So they send this Black Ops team in. Am I missing something?
Listen, what you just said to me still didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Even you explaining it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. There's nothing. I don't understand it. I don't understand what they've been doing here. Also, at the end of this issue, oh yeah, what are these skeleton spacemen that show up? You know what? I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to read anymore.
You don't want to know about the rest of Chris Powell's visions? Man.
Same.
No, no, I'm done with that one. Put it aside. We've already
Yeah,
spent too much time talking about it.
And again, it wasn't an easy read. It was one of those ones that's like, oh my god. And on top of the fact that it doesn't make any sense, it's incredibly overwritten. Like there's
So,
text.
listen, I feel like Abnett's lost it, right? I feel like I felt that way for
Yeah,
a
without
little bit.
landing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying he can't get it back, but I feel like right now he's in a period of not being so great.
Yeah. I think that's a fair comment because normally I'll walk away from an Abbott Atlantic comic thinking, man, that was really good. That was really, really good. And now then it's Dan Abbott. Like even his Warhammer stuff is kind of meh. I hate to use that that phrase meh, but it's not bad. But it's really not. It doesn't showcase his strength either. I think he's again, like you said, so succinctly. I think he's in a place where it's like this is not good for you right now. Go somewhere else. No, which makes me wonder: was it Abnett and Lanning that was doing the magic, or was it Dan
Or is it
Abbott
just right?
or Andy Lanning? Like
Right.
who's doing it? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm looking at
I'll-
the cover. I'm looking at the cover. Wait, Carol Danvers is in this book, and I have very little memory of Carol Danvers being in
Yes.
this book.
Yes.
Oh no,
Captain
no,
Marvel is
she's
in
good.
this book.
Yeah, she's good.
Now I'm remembering them talking about her other personalities a little bit.
Yeah, she goes binary.
She goes
Yeah.
binary to take him
Yeah.
out. Yeah. And she and
Yeah.
Gamora are
Yeah.
going to team up to find out what the hell Maximus is really up to.
I mean, this book's awful. It's awful.
It is.
It's awful.
Damn.
Yeah, like Maximus. Who cares? Who
I know.
cares? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Which begs the fact, why did I read it? I saw it on Jason's list, and I'm like, well.
And I saw it on your list.
Yeah, if the boy read it, there must be something to the book because he very, very rarely will he put a thumbs up or a thumbs down at the end of like you would think the fact that it's on his list meant that he enjoyed it to some degree.
Right.
Um, uh, I can't see him enjoying this book.
I'm gonna have to text him about this because there's
It-
no
it-
way he liked this book. There's no
Yeah.
way he'd like this book. I bought it for Darkhawk, and that's the sole reason I bought it.
And I'm glad
And
I'm
I
glad
will not
Cosmic
be
Ghost
buying
Rider
it.
is right there front and center on the cover, but it looks like he's riding a Segway.
Yeah. It does not look like his bike.
No.
Um, and if you're going to mention Nova, at least show him once or twice. You know? I don't know. I did not like it. Yeah.
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 What's something you did like?
Yes, please tell
What's
us what you
something
did
you
like.
did?
Oh. Okay. This is going to be a uh, a strange review because if I told you what this book was about, you would say that doesn't sound like a good comic. It sounds like a villain comic, but it's presented in a way that is could only be done by the person that did it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's by Domino Books, right? It retails for $15. It's 128 pages for $15. Where it has a self cover. It's completely DIY. It has a self cover, which means that the cover stock is the interior page stock. There's no difference, none. I guess somewhere along the line, Josh Bayer became exclusive to Domino.
Huh.
Yeah. And he's doing his thing at Domino Books, which is admittedly a lot like the old a thing that he's done, where he's taking uh, in terms of writing, he's still interested in vintage comic strips where he in this one it's called Utsy and Dusty, the Crystal Pool, a Josh Perry comic where he plays with the tropes of Little Orphan Annie. Last time he did something like this, which was his previous work, he played with Garfield. You know, um, I won't tell you what it's about, but if you've read Josh Bear, chances are really good you've read some of what he's doing here before, but that's not a bad thing. Um, uh, it's brutal. It's explicit. It's bloody. It's a whole lot of lowbrow. There's glory holes in it. There's severed dicks, severed penises. There's a tattoo art. There's the slasher, a glorification of the slasher uh, movie. But it also revels in vintage Marvel comics and newspaper strips and is this a black budget black ops program whether who is this young girl and why is she so strong, you know, does I don't want to spoil it, so I won't go too far. But the majority of it is in black and white. But there are some pages that are in color, and it is pledge and cell phones and Hooters. Uh, the Crystal Pool plays a big part, and Scythes, and and bodily dismemberment, and dogs, and it through and through. It is a Josh Bayer comic. Now, to say that it's a Josh Bayer comic is the thing. No one else could do this. Whether you're like, oh come on, dude, seriously, no one else could do this, really. I'm thinking of 10 different people who could do this. No, no, no one else could do this. Is it perfect? No, it's not. It's not perfect at all. That's the joy of a Josh Bear comic, where there are some pages that are they look like what he'll do is he'll date certain panels that he thinks are so good, or if he thinks of the page is good, he'll put a date on it. Like it's informal to the point of craziness to me. Whether it's like he's sitting down with you, much like when I interviewed him for my master's uh, thesis. Whether he's sitting down talking to you as a person about these high level ideas that he's going to produce at, at an equally high level, but he's also going to throw in lowbrow to mix it up. Like when you talk about severed penises, there's only so far down you could go,
Only
right?
so far.
Yeah, severed penis. What? Gorillas? But they again they're not used as a glory hole per se. They're used as a narrative tool. There's a reason why the glory hole exists, and is it that a dick would go through them? Yeah, okay. I'll give you that, but as far as the narrative goes, it takes on a bigger part because it's used as a plot device. So, of course, like I said, both highbrow and low. It exists simultaneously. That no one else can do this. No one. No one else cares. You want me to say it a different way? I don't know how to do it. No one else gives a shit about vintage, the vintage sequential art. I guess movement, and what it means that Stranger Things is using pop culture as a way to introduce something that has existed for decades that we all know and love, and we want to introduce other people to, but we don't know how to do it. Josh Trader knows how to do it, right? That's what I could say. To say I loved it is of course I did. It's a Josh Trader book. Of course I loved it. Whereas I think we get a hell of a lot of value for $15. They make you think that it's priced at 20 on their website, and you're getting it for 15. Bullshit. It's $15. But it's one of those graphic novels that is perfect. It's got Bob Seger and Silver Bullet Band in it, whom I absolutely adore.
Of course you do.
Like, yeah, like adore Bob Seger. And it wasn't. I hated Bob Seger as a kid because I didn't understand the songs. I didn't get them.
Right, because you
I
weren't a
think
35-year-old man.
exactly. Exactly. I think a lot of what comes with Bob Seger is most of his stuff is about the passage of time. Where if you have a if you showcase a song that's about the passage of time and your story is about the commingling of retroism and classic newspaper comics, then you've won. You, you've got my heart. So I'd say, and Dusty, the Crystal Pool, Domino Books, $15. Buy something else while you're there. Yeah, you could do a hell of a lot worse than this.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
Ooh,
Back to
yeah,
Kevin Smith. Yeah, I just ordered it. Or I'll check it
yeah,
out.
it's so good. It's so good. There are panels where you can look at them like forever, and I'm not being I'm not overstating it. You can look at this forever, and it's just I'm glad Josh is alive. There's one or two pages that are done by someone other than Josh. Like Aina has one uh, page. Jeff Test has another. I think. William Test, Jeff Test. You don't care. But Josh also tells you when it was written and drawn. Like, do we care? Yes. No.
I mean that's a pretty common like art thing to do though, right? Like you want
Yeah,
your track of when when you did this work.
I
Like
guess.
like how Abnett is doing with Imperial Guardians. I'm sure he's in his Imperial Guardians age.
Uh, by Etsy and Dusty. Uh, if I may, the next one. I don't know. I think he's always going to champion sequential art of some kind because you don't intern with Raymond Bone and not care, you know. But next book, try something new. Again, don't listen to me. That's my opinion. I hope that he has, with this book and the last book, I hope he has it out of his system. But I love it. I think it's clear that I love what he's doing here. But surprise me next book. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I won't be surprised. Yeah, Etsy and Dusty, so good.
I'm here for
That's
it.
wild.
Highest possible recommendation.
Whoa.
Yep,
I have
yep.
about I probably have about a quarter of his work, I'd say.
It's all good.
I don't buy everything, but I buy some stuff.
Right. There is a universality, a sameness to his work that I don't think you can run away from. Um, where if you care about the pop culture idiom and what sequential art means to the big picture. If you care about that stuff, you're not going to shed it in one or two books. It's going to be in your au revoir forever, right? Where I understand. I'm totally down with it, but turn it down a bit next time and just let like if you wanted to do a book where you just let it all hang out, I'd be okay with that. And he's doing that here. Don't think he's not. He is, but he's doing it. He's a teacher as well, so it's hard to shed that skin. I get it. I get it. Uh,
His his Instagram is interesting.
uh, you would think. You would
I
think.
followed his Instagram for a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of his stuff with his partner and whatever her name. I can't think of what that person's name
high
is.
in hell. Yeah. A lot of it, you would think that he's a dumbass.
Yeah, yes, he. I mean, he's got that. He always has that quality that is borderline. Uh, like you're like not completely, but like your Crumbs, your Spiegelmans,
Exactly.
your
Yeah. Yeah, he
that like
does. Ram,
that skill,
yeah.
but also that brain pattern that just is a little different.
Yeah, like your Picar or
Yeah, right,
your Panther. But
right, yes,
Jeff, Josh is always thinking where a lot of it comes across as sophomoric bullshit that you don't think befits someone with a functioning brain, but he doesn't care. There's so much truth in a line that Josh throws down, whereas a lot of guys are doing it for the money. A lot of women are doing it for the glory, the insert word here. Josh is doing it because he has to. Where I like I said, I don't think there's someone working today that comes close to the honesty and the truth that Josh puts on every single page of his work. The end. I'm not going to talk again on Josh Bear. He knows how I feel.
He does.
Yeah. Yep. What else?
What you got, Mario?
What the
yeah.
hell's going on?
Yeah. How about a quick fire one? How about All right, so Jason's not here, so we've already talked about Bizarro. So let's talk about another Superman book.
Yes, let's.
Um, Vince, I know you're probably not down with it, but Absolute Superman. in my opinion, continues to be a great absolute title.
I agree.
It's just not a great Superman comic.
Well, then why call it Superman?
I agree. I agree. It's not a great Superman comic, but it is a great story and comic, I think. And
Sure.
it has me for that reason.
Yeah, it's there. And I mean, um, yeah, he's a wonderful writer. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's not, yeah, I understand. But anyway, this starts a new storyline, um, which I've kind of excited about because we're getting some version of a Shazam character in the Absolute universe. Um, but this comic is pretty much just a kind of like a starts out with David. Have you read this? I'm going to spoil it for you a little bit. Um,
Just 18. No,
yep.
it's queued up next though. But go ahead.
This is it. This is an Adam Teth story. Is that his name? Adam Teth?
Teth Adam.
Teth Adam. This is a Teth Adam origin story in the beginning. Um, we're back in.
wow.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He went bye bye.
He was just here. Someone didn't want him talking about the book. I guess Jason's reaching out from the grave. What the hell? It's
That was funny. That was good. $15. There,
there
he
he
is.
is.
What's up?
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I got disconnected. I was talking and talking and talking, and I got just. I was like, no one's listening to me because I have lost the connection.
That'll do it.
Yep. Yep. I forget where you
That it's a Teth Adam origin story.
there's a yeah. Okay.
It's not important. It's not important. It's an interesting take on Teth Adam. We have Clark, who now has that parasite as a pet. Um, he's keeping that parasite, David, as a pet. Kind of
Who
interesting.
is?
Clark,
Oh God. Okay.
that parasite that they beat is now
Yes,
like
that he
dog
and
sized.
Hawkman. Yes.
Yes, it's
Holy
now
shit.
dog sized, and he has it as a pet.
Yes, he
Um,
does. It's like just a
but
mouse.
yeah,
Holy shit.
right. Um, we got Raja Ghul, which who has been in a prison, and is kind of he doesn't want to be about that life anymore. Um, he Interesting thing I think about the Absolute Superman run with Superman and Ra's al Ghul is that when he defeated Ra's al Ghul and that after that huge story, he didn't just stop him. He saved him. He reformed Ra's al
Yeah.
Ghul
Yep.
while he was in prison simply by visiting him and talking to him and reading to him. Ra's al Ghul is like he's reformed. He is Talia breaks him out and he doesn't want anything to do with it. Um, you know, Lois is in her business. She's not happy with Talia because of what happened between them and previous issues. And then we get a character that I am assuming is Steel. Um, Not quite sure. Uh, he just says the word steel when they ask what the hammer's made of. So
Mm.
I'm assuming that I don't know if it's John Henry Irons or whatever, but uh,
Yeah, I would
they
think.
yeah they've it feels like they really built out the Superman Absolute universe in this issue because then by the end we get uh, your Black Adam, or as he is called here, King Shazam, um, which I'm guessing maybe they'll just go with that for the Shazam character instead of a Billy Batson. because why do you need Billy?
It's true.
Stop with your foolishness. But
You don't need Billy. You really don't need Billy.
Just go read your old Prime comics.
stop. Yeah. Um,
Prime was good. That was a good comic.
Was Prime Shazam done right, Mario?
Yes, yes, yes. Like Marvel's Sleepwalker.
Sandman done right.
my God. We crossed the line into total foolishness.
Oh,
I think
God.
I think you should read. Here's what I'm saying. I think that if you did not like Absolute Superman to start with, because you felt that it was not a really great Superman story, then you are right. But if you left it thinking it was a bad comic, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Because I think it is well written, and I think the story has been like we're still building. I mean, it's a new story arc. I mean, I still feel like we're still building the same story.
Oh yeah. It's and yeah. This is one. This has been one long ish saga.
Yeah,
It's and I mean I am one of I am so glad I went back and after the first year of issues was out, I went back and started reread from the beginning and binged it uh, all the way up to the last few I've read as they've been released. But it's it's been a great ride. I've had a lot of enjoyment from it. There's and Rafa Sandoval's back with this arc, and he is it. His I mean you have Hayden on Absolute Wonder Woman. You have Nick on Absolute Batman. Both aren't necessarily in that drawing that realistic vein. There's Nick's got that manga esque frenetic action exaggeration to his, and Hayden's a little is loose and still beautiful.
yeah.
Rafa's is a bit more based realism, and so it's different than the others, but the art it's stunning. I absolutely
Oh, it's great work.
love the way he draws the characters. I have it is it's weird sometimes it's slightly ranked higher for me than Absolute Batman, and other days it's slightly almost in third place if I'm ranking them as I'm enjoying them. But yeah, it's I've I'm really glad I gave it another chance. It's
What's the book called again?
Absolute
Absolute
Superman.
Superman.
I'm done. I'm done. It's
know.
not. It's not a
It-
Superman book.
It's not the best Superman book.
Yeah.
But it's
is
still-
Jason
no, but-
Aaron
but
a good writer? Yes, but at 18 issues plus, and the book is good. He's not doing his job.
No. Mario is saying that it's a good comic. It's not, or
Yeah.
it's a decent Superman comic, whatever you want. But it's there are while you know the origin, the story of Krypton and its demise has been tweaked for this. Ma and Pa Kent nearly non-existent. So I mean they're absent. So we didn't get that upbringing for him, but Clark is still Clark. He still knows right from wrong. He still wants to help. There's still all that empathy. There's still all that hope that he walks into a room. I mean, even as he was young, and people were still standing at attention when he walks into a room. It's like he instills that in people. This is still a character that no matter who's writing the story, what universe, what different reality the character may be in, there's still something that follows the character, that follows that shield around, that okay, Superman's here. can breathe easy. The day is saved, and you know it's still a Superman book, Vince. I know it's different, just like every a Gil Kane Elseworld Superman story is different, or one drawn by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. We have our Superman, and there's no. I'm not saying this is a replacement, Vince, by any means. This is not the Triangle era Byrne rebooted Jurgens Wheezy inspired Superman. I know that. I'm still having a blast with it. It's still a very fun, entertaining Superman story.
Okay. Is it what you know about the character of Clark Kent / Superman that is making you feel that way? Or is it Jason Aaron that's making you feel that way?
I'm going to give it to Jason Aaron.
No, of course. Of course you will.
And I feel like as Jason Aaron, we know, is a fantastic writer, and there are some Superman stories that missed, even in mainline continuity Superman story. I mean, JMS fucking had the character walking the planet.
I know.
Instead of flying around. So we've had shitty
God.
Superman stories.
I forgot that existed.
Grounded,
Raise
bro.
your hand
Grounded.
if you
Chris
want.
Roberson had to finish the story because JMS just of course JMS did. But there's
Right. Like, raise your hand if you want to read that storyline. Nobody.
Called Grounded.
it's called Grounded.
Nobody
It's so
wants to read
bad.
it. Nobody.
It is so bad. And I bought 2 pages from when Eddie Barrows drew the finishing chapters of after Roberson came on, and so it doesn't have the JMS thing on it. But yeah, I mean the pages are gorgeous. But so we've had people
Eddie
not
Barrows.
we right, exactly, and there's a bunch of different versions of super people on in these pages. But you've got we've had crappy Superman stories, and this isn't one of them. But still, it's even though we didn't see Clark grow up with the Kents, and he's still
baffling to me.
Right, I know, and the fact that he's still, but there's still something because his parents, he grew up with his parents were still. He wasn't a newborn when they shoved him in a rocket and sent him away. Like the entire Krypton was planned. There were hundreds of Kryptonians leaving on these massive ships when the planet was about to be destroyed. So Clark grew up. He was probably a preteen when he still had his parents with him. So he grew up knowing good from wrong, bad,
not
good, and evil, and
yeah.
So that was there. And we're building on that. But so we don't have the Kents, but he didn't necessarily. Yes, they would have been beneficial, no doubt. But it's not like he was just a baby, landed on Earth, and had to scrounge for himself and then became an adult. So he's still, yes, there is still Clark here, and he's staying on the Kent farm. He's staying in Smallville. He's not working for the planet. He's not a reporter. At least not yet. He's got his he's got his bouffant. He's got his rock out Bon Jovi hairstyle, and I like this take. I still have my Williamson Superman to read, which I enjoy immensely. But this is a fun take. I'm digging this a lot.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I am. It is. It does. It's one of those things that does. It makes me smile. I read this and I'm glad that, like I said, I'll be saying it for a while. I am glad I gave it another shot because it's, and we're real quick. I mean, Imperial Guardians right there. I mean, we're real quick sometimes to just be like, yeah, no, I'm done. I don't need to read anymore. And in that case, it's safe to say I don't need any, because I didn't read Imperial, so it's not like I knew what was going on before this. So I just read it because it was on all your lists, and I figured, well, fuck it, let me just give it a shot. But no, I have no connection to Braun, to Amadeus Cho, unless Greg Pak is writing the character. I don't.
Even so,
Gamora.
yeah.
So I don't. It's that's that. But I mean, enjoying most of the Absolute line, and then kind of like continuing to put my nose in the air for Absolute Superman. It didn't. I wanted to. I wanted to see if I was just in a bad place. If anything needed to be
It's
rectified. But yeah. So
it's good that you gave it another chance.
because I'd be missing this
Uh,
awesome Rafa art if I didn't.
Yeah,
I also don't like his art,
Oh
but
my god.
yeah, but that's beside the point. Yeah,
you're wrong. You're wrong.
I am wrong. I'm always wrong. Always wrong. But there is a place where you can go where you'll be always right because you're going to get rock bottom discounts on your favorite periodicals, books, stuff with a spine, OGN, straight paper products, Omnibu, all that kind of stuff. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. That's all you need to say. Um, Please leave us a review wherever you heard this. Star review, words, it doesn't matter. Leave us one because that does matter. And check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/11 o'clock comics 1 no apostrophe. We always forget about the dollar. There's a tier, apparently, there's a tier that you can give without getting a dollar. They want to support us, but they don't want to buy into $5 a month. I get it. Times are tough. A buck a month is awesome. It still equals $12 a year. That's decent. That's lunch, right? We also have $5 and $10 tiers. So check out patreon.com/11 o'clock hours. In your travels. Oh, what I don't have is I don't have this queued up. It's my fault. Who?
It's okay. We already talked about Imperial Guardians.
Yeah,
Don't need
well,
to
as
talk
long
about
as
it.
that's done. Who is it? Shoot.
What you looking
On
for?
this, the book I'm going to talk about, it's it's tough because I can't use my hands. The book I'm going to talk about is called Collecting the Simpsons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it would be in the shelf porn category, right?
Yeah.
Are these Bongo comics? What are they?
No.
Well, Bongo comics are part of it, but um,
Is this about like memorabilia and stuff?
Yes.
yes, yes. It's called Collecting the Simpsons: The Merchandise and Legacy of Our Favorite Nuclear Family, and it was written by Warren Evans and James and Lydia Hicks. But somebody, and again, it's my fault. I should know. Somebody came on our Slack and said, my buddy wrote a book or a good chunk of a book
It
and
was
it's
Austin.
getting ripped
Austin Ellis.
off. Austin Ellis. Thank you, Austin. It's getting ripped off by the publisher,
Yeah.
who is claiming that they don't have the money to pay him, and it's getting paid in merchandise. Come on, okay. I love The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. So I would help the person out. And it is a Warren Evans took the time to monogram the title page with an honest God saying and his signature. So, what is collecting The Simpsons merchandise and legacy of her favorite nuclear family? Well, it's you would assume that it is part pictorial in the fact that it has photos of all the Simpsons collectibles. And that would not be, you wouldn't be wrong in your assumptions because it does have that. But showing all of the merchandise that was created for The Simpsons, it's impossible. It's flat out. It just cannot be done because there was, especially in the early years of the show, the first season, maybe the first four seasons, there was so much created that detailing each and every collectible produced is impossible. So what they do was they break it down by manufacturer, and the reason why I'm bringing this to the table is because yes, 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 they do talk about and show many covers of the Bongo Comics group. And the introduction is by Bill Morrison, who
Oh,
was who was instrumental in creating the Bongo Comics group, where whatever Margot P-Boy tells you, because I'm assuming that Margot P-Boy has the the same reluctance to
I'm gonna get the answer out of Margot Peapoy. I'm going to get the
yeah,
answer.
a good try as hard as you can. I doubt
What
it.
happened? What happened with Bongo at the end?
It where if I can make you feel uncomfortable, I consider that a win, right? So I made Jason feel uncomfortable. Margot's not gonna tell you. Uh, uh, Obviously, neither's Bill Morrison because I've read it and I'm no. Let's just say I'm no closer to knowing why Bongo Comics was shut down. They, they were here and then they weren't, and that sucks. But most of the lunch boxes, video games, dolls, toys, and a lot of people consider the Simpsons toy line from Playmates to be the greatest toys ever produced because not only was the voice chip interactive by itself, depending on what toy was next to it, the voice chip would change the things would change. That's crazy advanced. Um,
I have a ton of them.
they had hundreds of action figures in the Playmates, uh, and then McFarlane's. Uh, they go into that. They go into video games. And you name it, and they show how each of the how it relates to the entirety of the Simpsons, and that to me, I know most of what was produced. In fact, we used to put on fire the Simpson dolls and fling them at each other at Burger King.
Yeah,
Literally,
that's what you
yeah,
do. That's
yeah,
what you do.
that because that's what you do.
These were the
uh,
dolls that they gave away as like
yes, yes,
the
yes,
food meals.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I had cases of them at my house. Um,
What a time! What a time
yeah.
to be alive.
I also know how they react to being immersed in fry
Fry,
oil.
fry oil. Yeah.
But be that as may,
And you
uh,
guys didn't clean that oil afterwards either. We're still just
yes, we
using the same
did.
oil.
No, no, I cleaned it. I cleaned it. So if you look for the author, Warren Evans, goes by Bart something, but yeah, goes by Bart something online, and buy this book because I think it's a hardcover and it's 350 some pages.
Nice.
So it's amazing. Collecting The Simpsons, merchandise and legacy of our favorite nuclear family by Warren Evans and James and Lydia Hicks. I love this book. Um, Caveat, I also will not pass up a Simpsons book. So it's been a good long time since I have passed up a Simpsons book. I have ton, needless to say, I have a ton of Simpsons memorabilia in book form, and I think this book eclipses most of the. It doesn't eclipse the hardcover Simpsons chronology, which um, the name escapes me at the moment. But it's in a good number two. Collecting,
Nice.
yeah, collecting the Simpsons.
In your travels, I don't know if Vince, I don't know if you've read this yet or not, or if you picked it up. You get all the Smudge books? Smudge?
Yes, yes.
Did you read The Girl Who Raised the Dead?
I actually have it coming from cheapgraphicnovels.com.
That's where I got my copy as well, my friend.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just, I won't go into depth really, but another great entry in the Smudge line. Um, Girl Who Raised the Dead, by Kawashima Norikazu, who is the same person that did for Frankenstein, which I think might have been the first. Was that the first Smudge book?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This he did this a year after her Frankenstein. Did this in 1987. I gotta say, it's one of those works that just one of those books that doesn't fit neatly into the genre boxes, right? It's not complete horror, there's supernatural. There's I would say there's superhero aspect to it. Um, but the premise is that we follow this girl named Marumo. She's a high school girl who um at the beginning does the dumb shit that you would do as a teenager and says that she won't get struck by lightning holding an umbrella and goes out and taunts fate and gets struck by lightning. And she dies, and this orb comes out of nowhere and goes into her body, brings her back to life. But with her return, she discovers that she has a different bag of psychic abilities. Over time, she learns she has telepathy and telekinesis, and eventually something that borders on necromancy, I guess would be a good word for it.
My kind of
Uh,
gal.
yeah. It gets, if you think about Norikazu's style, right? Think about Frankenstein. Like, he gets so surprisingly violent in this at some points that it was one of those moments where like I was like audibly laughing at how like one of those like, oh my god, like where you're like, it just got worse and worse as you go on, and down to her severed hand crawling over and grabbing this man's uh his member, his cock, and crushing it in her hand while stabbing him in the legs and blood flying. I mean, it is something. But it's also a horror book. It's also the you know what they always have great essays on the other side, right?
Yep. Yep.
The essay in this one is really good, and it goes into detail about the psychic and like ESP and those things of the 70s and in the early 80s when that kind of really took off, right? That idea um, and how it filtered into Japan through these different sources, different books, different movies. Um, the translation of Peter Heining's Witchcraft and Black Magic, like
Mm.
when these things enter the Japanese culture because they've been translated into Japanese, then you immediately see things like uh, Tezuka Osamu's Barbara, right? Like the essay's great because it really draws a clear line of when this like psychic kind of stories came into Japan
Yeah.
and tracing it through what was translated. It's great. Um, but that's what it is. It's kind of there's a psychic element to this book. Um, it's something. It reads fast, uh, but it's really great work, and I keep turning back to certain pages and just laughing and being in awe. Um, so if you've got like a soft spot for vintage horror with a psychic element to it, a little off kilter, a little unapologetic about its weirdness, I would definitely check this out. It doesn't just entertain you; it almost challenges you to keep up with the speed at which things are happening.
Yeah.
Um, and that's part of the charm of it. So,
I think
Kawashima Norikazu's The Girl Who Raised the Dead.
nice, nice. I can't wait to get my copy. It's on the way.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it again. I will read it
I
again probably the
that's the
next week.
thing. I think that were it not for Smudge and Ryan Holberg, you would not be reading that at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So that says a lot about both of those entities.
Hmm.
Where they're the books are really really important, but you wouldn't know that because you weren't presented them. where he is curating a line that is impeccable, and its relationship to the rest of the stuff that's out there is so obvious, but were not for he and the line to present these books, you wouldn't even know they existed.
Right. Yeah, I do. I think this is important work that's being done here
Yeah,
in just
yeah.
this realm of comics and
I,
manga availability to the U.S. The American reader.
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, yeah.
And you know
Yeah,
what? That like I said, that's kind of what the essay's about, right? Translating things into another language and how that impacts that culture.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, what do you got?
In your travels, I'm not going to go too deep on this because it's a limited series and I've only read the first two issues. And it's, oddly enough, from Dynamite. Written, drawn, lettered by Roger Langridge, colored by Dearbla Kelly. It is The Muppets Noir. And it is a mystery that Kermit has to solve. He is hit in the head with a brick, is knocked out, and he is dreaming about being a private investigator, Flip Minnow, and he has been hired to find a pie heiress, and who is Miss Piggy. And as he's going through town trying to find this person, she ends up impersonating a milkman, a garbage man, a cab driver, yeah, and of course, Flip isn't aware that the person in these glasses or this wig, or I'm sorry, this pig in these glasses or wig, or they don't. He's completely oblivious to it. But it's clever. It's witty. It's the night. It's the night of a big show. So Kermit went down to relax for a bit because he's been stressed. And when the jugglers were practicing, one of the bricks got away from them, and now we're on this grand adventure with all the other Muppets playing different characters in this town. So yeah, it's amusing. I'm having fun with it. So yeah, in your travels, and I mean and obviously Roger's having fun. There's some musical numbers, so Vince is gonna hate it. There's you've got just little throwaway lines or even things in the background here and there. Um, there's one great panel when Kermit and Fozzie, who is Officer O'Wolf, or I'm sorry, Officer O'Bear, they're going down a street full of shops to find out if anybody has seen this person, this pig, and the one of the shops they go into, you see in the background it's written backwards because it's on the window. And it's a china shop, and the shopkeeper is a bull, and I almost spit out my drink seeing that. But there are little things here and there that are just that are I had fun with it. It's I'm in now. I got to see where the hell this mini ends. Um, just seeing Muppets you're familiar with in different situations, different personalities. It's fun, but it looks great. And yeah, I had fun with it. And if you are a Muppets fan and you haven't checked this out, go ahead and do that. I think you'll have fun with it as well. So in your travels, from Dynamite and Roger Langridge and Dearbla Kelly, The Muppets Noir.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
I
nice.
loved it as well. Loved it as well.
Nice. I figured you would.
Roger Langridge Muppets. I will always take Roger Langridge Muppets.
Yeah. Yeah, he
He
does.
is good at it.
Yes, he is.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you know what to do, right?
You better.
Say good night.
I think if we learned one thing here tonight, it is that the book of the week is Imperial Guardians by Dan Abnett, writer, Marcelo Ferreira, penciler, Jay Langston, inker, Rachel Rosenberg, colorist, VC's Corey Petit, letterer, and no editor seems to be listed, which makes a lot of sense.
That's a lot. David, makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Good night.
yeah, yeah. I would even push it to the point where I want the 20 some minutes back of my life.
I mean, we've put the most work in on this book tonight, and I'm proud of all of us.
I think so. I think so.
David, we did more work than the
Nice.
editors did.
I think we did. I don't think you're being flippant. I don't think you're lying. I really don't. Thank you, Mario, for being here.
Guys, thanks for having me.
You were the first name on our lips, and yeah, it's always a pleasure to be in your company.
100%.
You as well, my friend.
Yep. Good
Come down
job.
to Charlotte. You should come down to Charlotte in June.
Sure,
Yeah.
right? Gotta
Jason's giving me the
Oh, he's laying it on thick.
yeah, a little bit. Um, I don't know if I'm ready, but we'll see.
Completely. Understand.
Yeah. We'll see.
We will see. Thank you, folks, for putting up with us. Thank you for letting Mario hang out with us. We will, we'll be back for 10:30 in a few days. So, thank you again for sitting in with us, listening to this. You could have been listening to anything else, but you were listening to us. Sincerely appreciate that. Talk to you all soon.
That's it for that one.